So I'm a 22-year-old Muslim revert, and I went from a lifestyle of chasing worldly desires, looking up to idols, chasing women, intoxicants, and so much more, all which led to zero fulfillment. I kept achieving more, and I kept feeling less fulfilled because you get stuck in such a vicious cycle of trying to chase. And when you're in the cycle of chasing and chasing and chasing, you're also comparing. And as the famous saying goes, comparison is the thief of joy. And this is exactly what led me to Islam. Now, we live in a world today which is so fast, where we can open our phone within a matter of seconds and have a look into other people's lives and see exactly what they're doing from what they've posted on social media. Now, we can be going through an amazing phase of our life. We could have just got the promotion to the job that we've always wanted. We could have an amazing thing happen within our business. We could have reached an incredible financial goal. We could have reached an incredible health goal. But then you can go into things like social media and look into someone else's life. One post leads to two posts. One story leads to two stories. Before you know it, you've looked into this whole person's day, you looked into this whole person's year, and you compare your year to their year. And this in itself is incredibly dangerous, because when you start comparing yourself to others, you start to lose the self-contentment and you start to lose the self-fulfillment that you've had from your previous achievements. And then you start to think, okay, maybe I'm not good enough. Why am I here and so is here? And you start comparing yourself to all of these other people that you may not even know. Or you may start comparing yourself to other people who may live in the same area. And you may start looking at them and thinking, wow, they've achieved this. How have I only achieved this? And guys, this is not what life is about. Now, in life, we're all on our own journey. And the big things that we look up to, the material items, the lifestyle that we desire, is all short-lived, because once you achieve it, you want to go and achieve something better. And once you achieve that, you want something even better than that. And this is completely fine until it starts spiraling out of control. Now, the best way to describe materialistic desires and the fleeting enjoyment of this life is like a sugar rush. You eat the sweets and boom, you're running around. You get a huge surge of dopamine. But then after the huge spike, you also get a huge crash. And that's exactly how it is with 99% of achievements within this life, when you're constantly comparing yourself to others and you constantly chase. Now, there's nothing wrong with going and achieving things within this life, but there is a sweet spot that we can all achieve as human beings, which gives us the contentment and gives us the fulfillment that we all search for. Now, within Islam, we have something called nafs, and nafs are the things which are directly responsible for our desires, for our emotions, and for our actions. And this is why, when we don't keep control of our nafs, things can spiral out of control. One drink can lead to two leads to three leads to four. And this is when you can start tapping into different vibrations of life, which cannot necessarily be good for you. Yes, our nafs can control us and guide us to reach higher vibrations of life. But if you don't use and control your nafs correctly and control your desires correctly, they can also take you straight back down to some of the lowest vibrations of life, which can be things such as alcohol addiction, drug addiction, porn addiction. All of these things which take you to the lowest possible vibration and keep you in that addicted phase is exactly what the bad end of our nafs can do if we don't control them. Now, a question that a lot of you may be asking is, well, Bailey, how do I keep control of my nafs? How do I keep control of my emotions? How do I stay on top of my desires and not let them get out of control? How do I stay away from this low vibrational frequency, which leads me to making many silly decisions? Now, the thing that's helped me the most, and the thing that's kept me on the straight path and kept me aligned and kept me on the up as opposed to the down, is prioritizing my deen and prioritizing my religion. Now, as Muslims, we have acts of worship which reminds us of the importance of God and keeps us on the straight and narrow. Acts of worship can include our 5 daily prayers, reading the Quran, following the sunnahs of the Prophet, may peace be upon him, and much more. These are all practices of our religion which help keep us aligned on the straight and narrow, which lead us to a healthy, fulfilling, content lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, guys, there's always going to be ups, there's always going to be downs, but the contentment that you can gain from a religion just like Islam is like no other, because it holds you accountable. It helps you abstain from all of the nasty, evil sins which you would have potentially given into before you was looking into Islam, or before you even looked at becoming a Muslim. and there's many things which Islam has saved me from within this life. And my only hope for this video is that someone can take a look at it, take a little bit of inspiration, and maybe it help guide them on their journey to Islam. Or if you're an existing Muslim, hopefully it can help realign you with your deen and with your faith. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.